everyone, what's up? This is Esaia Mystic, and I've been guided to give you all a spring equinox, what your 3 months ahead will be like reading. And I'm really excited to do this reading because it's a first for me. I've never done a reading before, even though I do readings, one-on-one readings all the time. So this will be pretty exciting. Now, throughout this video, you might hear a bit of coughing, or I might sneeze here or there. My daughter and I are going through our own spring bodily cleaning, I guess you could say, and our bodies are like going through this detox right now. So yeah, so if you hear any of that, that is why. So I want to start off this video talking about the energy of spring and what spring represents. So each season that we go through represents a certain element. So it represents a certain energy. So spring is relative to the element of air. I know a lot of people recognize spring as being a time that is more ruled by earth energy. However, that's not the case. Earth is actually an autumn energy, and springtime is an air energy. And the reason springtime is an air energy is because in the spring, that's when we're basically feeling the most freedom. Once the springtime comes around, we feel this newfound sense of freedom. That's usually the theme of spring energetically. And we're also moving through 3 signs that help us to experience more freedom, which is Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So we're coming into this airy energy where we're feeling more free, we're feeling, more flexible. We're really just kind of open to life and life's creations and absorbing it all. And so this is going to be the energetics of this reading because we're dealing with spring. So, without further ado, let's hop straight into the reading. So, as you can see, I have 3 crystals here. Each crystal is going to represent each reading. So, whichever crystal you feel the most drawn to, that is going to be your reading. So, honestly, these crystals, I the only one I really am for sure that I know what it is this one. But I'm not really sure what I'm feeling. Like this might be a rose quartz, but I'm also feeling like it could possibly be something else. Nonetheless, this will be pile 1. So if you feel drawn to this crystal, this is pile 1 is going to be your reading. This is pile 2. So if you feel drawn to this crystal, this is going to be your reading. Pile 2, this is going to be your crystal for your reading. And this is pile number 3. So if you feel drawn to this crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Pile 3. Okay, so without further ado, pick your crystal and let's get started. Okay, pile number 1, this is your reading. So let's put this right here. All right, pile number 1. Let's see what's coming up for you in the next 3 months. What is this energy of spring going to be like for you? What are you birthing right now? What are you, what is coming into your experience? What are you ready to expand into and really experience freedom in? And so I want to let you guys know also that this reading or this video is not specific to any certain, like, if you watch this video this year, right, and you come upon this video now, obviously this video is going to be for the spring of this year, right? But if you watch it after the spring of this year and you watch it closer to the spring of next year, then it would apply to that next spring. So basically this reading applies to the spring, your spring ahead. So it's not specific to any year. In other words, it's timeless. All right. All right. So, I really like where the cards. Okay, this one wants to come out. Okay, pile number one. So immediately I see that you have been feeling trapped, like blocked in some way for a while. And this blockage has caused you to feel like you can't leave. You can't go where you want to go. You can't travel to where you want to travel to. And it also has made you feel like you are, like, you cannot enter, basically. Like, you really want to go and be and travel to this certain place. It could be a physical place. I'm feeling more that it's actually an energetic place, right? Where you want to experience this thing, right? And you've been feeling trapped. But this spring, the message for you is that the lock to where you want to go, like, it's unlocked. If you look closely at this card, the chain is unlocked. So basically you've been looking out, right, as if it is locked, but you haven't taken the time to really analyze and see the truth of your situation, which is that the door is unlocked, the gate is unlocked, and you can go at any time. And it is just the aspects of your mind that are causing you to feel trapped. So right next to the outsider, we have the adventure card. And that's letting me know that you are ready to live your life. You've kind of been like scared to live your life for a while because of this. And you're ready to live your life. You're ready to go on an adventure. You're ready to go into the path of the unknown, right? And a part of what's kept you behind that gate is you feel like going and leaving into uncharted places, right? Because in this card, we both have children, right? In these two cards. So there's this aspect of innocence coming up. And also when you're a child, you also feel like you're susceptible to like more predatory things. So there's this like childlike fear, right? Of like something might happen if I leave and go into this place of the unknown. But there is so much excitement in the danger of going on an adventure, right? You get to learn so much. You get to expand in so many ways. You get to experience the juicy rainbow of fulfillment that you experience when you go and you leave and you allow yourself to realize the door is open. You can go wherever you want to go. You can leave and you can experience life again, right? So we have the completion card here. And this is letting me know that it's basically everything that you have accumulated, right, thus far in life. Everything that you've basically pieced together about yourself once you make this movement into the adventure, right? The adventure of your life, the adventure that's going to bring you really this expansion, a part of you will become complete, and you'll know yourself at a different level that you've ever known yourself before. It's going to bring you this sense of fulfillment that you've never had before. And this sense of fulfillment, so we have the Rebel card next to completion, and this is letting me know that a lot of you are entering into this phase where you don't care, right? Like I don't care anymore, right? What other people, because this gate, honestly, and this lock, it wasn't necessarily created by you, right? This is a child. Children don't create their own limitations. They're usually imposed on them by society, by, authority figures. This gate has been there because of all of the gunk and the things that people have conditioned you with and told you, and all the things that really it doesn't matter anymore because it's always been unlocked, right? So the Rebel card is letting us know it's time. You're entering into a period where you don't care anymore. You know yourself, you know who you are. The Rebel card is letting me know that you are done, right? You're done, right? And even in this Rebel card, do you see chains are right here as well, right? And instead of it being on the door, it's on the feet. So that means during your journey, as you're walking, as you're using your feet and traveling, you realize more about yourself, and you find this fulfillment and knowledge of self that causes you to just break free completely from whatever you have believed about yourself before. Now you're at a place where you completely know who you are, you know yourself. And there's a powerful bird right on your arm, a messenger, and he answers only to you. It's kind of like when you walk, you're getting to a place now this spring where when you walk into a room, people are either in awe of you, or they're going to be intimidated by you, or they're going to feel threatened by you. And this is the place that you're at right now, or coming into for the spring. These are all things that are happening for you right now. So I see you definitely experiencing more of yourself and coming more into yourself, and realizing that you are all that you need. You're your own authority, and you can actually inspire other people at this point to break the chains that you've been dealing with for so long. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some other cards here. All right, pile one. Let's see what else is coming up for you for your 3 months ahead in the spring equinox. All right, I've been pulling this card a lot. Okay, so here we have the Share Your Gifts card, which is a number 8, and I can see already that this has been a learning experience for you. Like, this has been something that you really cultivated a gift around. And you're also being asked from your discovery of self, right? And your ability to really be an individual and wake up the masses with your embodiment, you're being called to share your gifts now, to share who you are, and know that you can, create abundance and create what you want from life through your sharing of self. Oop, another one pop out. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have the gratitude card, and I'm laughing because I literally just previously did a reading and both of these cards popped out for that reading. So this must be a collective. Oop. This must be a collective thing that's going on for people, but we have gratitude here. So gratitude, okay? Even though the journey has been rough, right? And you've experienced some hurt, right? From these limitations that you felt. Be grateful, right? Because you're getting to have the experience, and you're also getting to have this level of self-discovery that you've never had before. So now it's time for you to share your gifts and also celebrate, right? Celebrate this happening. Celebrate this newness. Celebrate this shift. Okay, let's see if I can get these to come together. All right, so I'm gonna pull some new cards. All right, is there anything else that we would like Pile 1 to know? Storm fields. Okay, so there is some so you've been through the storm, right? You've been through the storm of life. And that's a 9 card. So we have the energy of completion here. And we also have the energy of metamorphosis. So these 2 cards are letting me know that you've been through some things, right? From the storm, right? You weathered the storms of your mind, the storms of your environment, the energy of the people around you. And this spring is bringing about a metamorphosis, a change, like a butterfly, right? A butterfly version of you, like a version of you you never experienced before. And it's allowing you to really appreciate, from this gratitude card, a part of yourself that you thought you could never get to experience. You thought you could never get to this place, right? So there's this big change also happening for you guys, and this kind of spiritual awakening, because 25 is a 7 card. So we have a spiritual enlightenment and awakening happening for you this spring. All right. What else? What other messages can I get for pile 1? All right, so this, okay, so you're being asked to understand that life happens in a slow and steady way, right? We have turtle spirit here. This is an 8 card. So this is also letting you know and understand how abundance works, how longevity works, how sustaining, right? And sustainability. The turtle is is a earthy animal, right? It's a water spirit, but the earth is a water realm. So the turtle represents this kind of longevity and this, vast wealth of knowledge that comes from living your life at a pace where it's as if you're making almost no progress at all. So when it comes to sharing your gifts this spring, remember that, like, do things at a pace where it doesn't even really feel like you're making like any big strides, right? So in other words, you don't want to be too ambitious this spring. You want to take it slow, because being too ambitious can lead to being in a type of resistance and cause you to swim against the current. Right now in this spring, I see you being a lot more easier and in the flow of the current, in the flow of life. So we have chameleon spirit here. And chameleon wants you to act as if. So we have another 8 card on top of the 8 of share your gifts. We have another 6. Oh, I'm lying. I thought this was a 6. Okay. So this is a 5 card, and that's a 6 card. So chameleon spirit is letting you know that it's time to be flexible. It's time to be malleable. It's time to... So chameleon spirit is letting you know that it's time to be flexible. It's time to be malleable. It's time to not change who you are, but understand that there are many colors to life that you can take on. It's kind of in line with this metamorphosis card. The transformation that is happening for you this spring is going to happen from you allowing yourself to experience every color and every version of life, like no longer limiting yourself, like this outsider call, no longer limiting yourself to what you think or who you think you should be or what you think life should be like. You can blend and mold and become any person you desire to be this spring. I don't know why I started shuffling this deck again, because I was done with this deck. But apparently you have another card from this deck. So, okay, so there's an end of cycle here. So the hurricanes come and really cleared the air. And this is in alignment with the storm field card, because we have 2 storms here. So there's definitely a cleansing happening for you within your mind, because when a storm happens, it clears the air and it also clears the energy of the earth in that given area where the storm took place. So there's a cleansing happening for you in your mind and in your mentality, and therefore your physical reality. All right, any other messages before we pull our final healing card? All right, now too many cards. I only need a few cards, Spirit. I don't need that many cards. Okay. All right, so we have the communion card. And we have the sanctuary card. Okay, so whatever separation that you have had in your mind about life, right? In the communion card, we have the eagle and man coming together as one. This is symbolizing the communion that we can have with all life forms. And right now you're being called to step into your boldness also, because we also have another bird right here. I'm really not sure if that's an eagle or a hawk, but we have two really bold birds right here, right? So there's this message, right? You're a messenger. You're a messenger. You can intuit the things that basic people cannot intuit. You can understand the communication of that which is the spirit world, right? That which is beyond the 3D. And so we have eagle. Eagle is an energy of being so spiritually astute, but also, right, you're protected. Like spirit has your back, and spirit has your back because you are able to channel a message that other people don't have access to. So this spring, you're going to be really tapping more into that part of you. And we have a man here. He's writing on the wall, the cave sanctuary. And this is also like ancient messages. You know, your message isn't just a message. You have ancient stories, right? Messages to tell from your experiences in life, from the adventure card. And not just this life. I'm also feeling you have stories to tell. And so this is going to create a sanctuary for you, an inner sanctuary and an outer sanctuary where you can now feel safe to roam. You can feel safe to roam, you can feel safe to be who you are in your authenticity, the rebel. And so now I'm going to pull our very last card, and I'm going to give you guys the reading for this card because this is a fairly new deck, and I haven't gotten the time to really get to know it yet. I only need one card. So let's see if I could get this through before my phone dies, because it needs to charge before my camera dies. All right. Can I get a card, please? Can I get a card, please? Can I get a card, please? Please. Can I get a card, please? Please. Ooh. Wow. So beautiful. Okay. All right. So you have this. Your final message for this reading, my loves, is White Buffalo Woman. Hopeful heart, see her sign. Okay. This is a beautiful card. You have master number 44. You have 44 here, which is another 8. But this is symbolizing that you are getting so connected to the earth right now. Oh, you're getting so connected to the earth. This is a beautiful card, right? We have her third eye just booming open, and she's envisioning her life. She's envisioning the abundance that is available to her. She can see it. It's no longer locked away behind the gate. It's at her fingertips. Okay, so I'm going to read, right, I'm going to read the excerpt for this card for you guys. So, have hope, for you are pure of heart. And white buffalo woman appears as a divine sign of rebirth and harmony. She is the way shower who lives as one with Great Spirit. She teaches the practices that will free and empower us all. She heralds the birth of the divine upon a new earth. You are held in her heart, and you will recognize her beautiful grace of spirit in your own. Okay, so it's a new day, and I'm continuing from where I left off on this reading. So, white buffalo woman, she is, so really, I really just want to look deeper into this card, because if you look at this card, you see that, you know, her third eye is opening, and the look on her face is one of divine acceptance, right? We have feathers here on the side, which symbolize a messenger, spiritual messenger. Again, like I was saying earlier in this reading, with the two birds, of this energy of being a spiritual messenger. And this card really talks about how there is a divine order to things, right? Air energy, and you know, the symbolism of these the birds in the reading, right, is an air element, right? These animals are air spirits, and the feathers are representing the messenger of heaven, right? So there's these messages of heaven that are coming through to you, and in your heart you felt before that there is kind of like a lack of order, a lack of justice, a lack of fairness, a lack of freedom, and that heaven and earth have not been merged. They haven't been acting together in harmony. So this spring, you are really going to be opening up your understanding to the fact that spirit works and always restores divine order, always. And you know, this card even talks about, tells a story of how there's a beautiful woman, such as this woman in the card, and there are two men who see her, and one takes her in, absorbs her, and gives her this kind of reverence for her beauty and her spiritual being. And then there's another man who comes in and sees her, and he only wants to touch her. He only wants her body. He only wants the beauty, the physical beauty of her. But everything else, it eludes him. And so what the first man is rewarded, right? And he's blessed and bestowed many blessings. And the other man is struck down with lightning. So it's just, the story is letting you know that you cannot fool, like, as much as this has been going on, right? The conditioning of you feeling like, you know, you can't travel, you can't go anywhere, and on top of that, also making you feel like an outsider for being who you are. So there will always be the balance, right, and the restoration of that injustice, right? And you coming into yourself and remembering who you are and how you're connected to all things, and you can mend and mold and really step into cleansing your energy, cleansing the past, right? The cleansing of that storm is the realization that everything, divine justice is always at play, right? So always have an open heart, and see the workings of the divine at play. Like this, like her face is just so at peace. She knows the abundance that is here. She knows the because the buffalo represents abundance. She knows the fruitfulness, and that it's always the divine that has the victory in every situation. So I'm gonna read you your healing for this card. So with one hand on your heart, say aloud, "Such is your love, great spirit, that our every human need is anticipated. And in times when we have lost our way, you send us a savior, one who loves us with such passion and purity that they are moved to action on our behalf. May we open our hearts to such saving grace and truly embrace your ways, great spirit, bringing the harmony of heaven to earth. Through my own free will and divine grace, so be it." If there are names of people, including yourself, who need a blessing of hope, healing, and renewal, you can call for special assistance now by saying, "I call for special assistance of divine dispensation through unconditional love, divine redemption, and mercy for," and say the names of these people, places, groups, causes, people, communities that come to you or that really move you in your heart space. And then simply place your hands in prayer at your heart and bow your head. If you can, imagine a powerful, shining white buffalo within your heart, radiant and kind and rare, a sign of true hope, renewal, and divine miracles of healing. Allow yourself to feel touched by the radiance, the otherworldly grace and beauty of this creature in your heart. He will fade away softly, spreading his presence out as light to all those on your list. Or if you didn't have a list, then he will spread his light to the world as a whole. So after you do this healing, rest for a moment in the bliss of this blessing, and you have completed your healing process. Okay, Pile 1, this was your reading, and I hope that I know that you enjoyed it. I know that it was on point and you got something out of this. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, after you make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And if you're interested in getting a one-on-one reading, I have limited spots available every month for a one-on-one session, but you can book a session with me. The link to that is down below in the descriptions, and also the links to my courses and programs and spiritual wellness super center. So thank you so much for watching this Pile 1, and I will see you next time. Peace. Okay, Pile 2, this is going to be your reading, and let's just hop right into it. Okay, Pile 2, we are seeing the energy that is present for you for the next 3 months, and the same card coming up. We're seeing what's coming up for you for the next 3 months, your spring equinox energy, what the spring is bringing into your life, what this spring season is. bringing into your life, and also where you will find your sense of freedom for the next 3 months and really the rest of the year. But you know, the spring time is to do that again because I only want 4 cards. Does anybody else do that? Sing while they are shuffling cards? Okay, pile 2. This is going to be your reading. So, all right, so just pulling these cards, we have some really intense focus on a specific goal, a specific something. You have your eyes set, your focus is intense on something for this spring, and you are kind of just going for it. You're going for it and you see it, and you're very precise in what it is that you are wanting to experience for the spring, what you're wanting to get. Here we have the 5 of rainbows, which is literally, we just pulled this card for pile 1, where we also have this energy of feeling like there's something stopping us from our goal. There is something stopping us from getting to where we are so focused and intent on pivoting to. And like we can see in this card that there's a blockage, right? But the blockage is perceived and the door is unlocked. So there's a blockage, right, that we've been feeling. And we're looking out of the window, we're looking out, right, wanting to get to this place. And I feel like there is this fear that everything might come crashing down. Actually, you know that this is going to be a very transformative period for you if you were to actually open the gate and go towards where you're focused on going. You know that your life is going to transform. Something about you is going to transform. Something will happen that will really cause you to change and like be different. Like you're gonna be different, right? And there's gonna be something that has to come down, that has to fall away for it to happen. And it's going to also have a lot to do with your past and what's happened in the past. So we have 2 5s, right? We have the 5 of water and then the 5 of rainbows. So you want a really big change to happen this spring, like really big change. And there are things from the past almost, you know, keeping you replaying this kind of like this falling, like I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna fail, I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna be able to make it. But really what's being spoken to you right now in this reading is that these are all, right, coming from limitations and blocks that are perceived, conditionings that maybe are coming from, you know, fears from your childlike innocence, and just being afraid to step into something new, or conditionings that somebody else has placed there, right? And for most of you, it's gonna be the chain that somebody else placed there. And it's interesting because the previous pile, you know, had some of these chains. So there's gonna be some, you know, destruction, right? You're gonna have to let go of those chains, right? And that part of you that feels like that is enough to keep you from where you're going, right? It's not. And a lot of the things that have happened in the past are making you feel that way. The five is letting us know is that it's time for you to learn from your mistakes and stop letting mistakes that have happened in the past keep you from going where you want to go. The five lets us know, like, five is literally, you see my fingers? I have 5 fingers, okay? The 5 is like the network of electricity that runs through our body, and our fingers are like like electrical places where they connect. Like, these are like receptor sites for electricity and channeling energy. We can move, that's why we can move energy from our hands, out of our hands. And we can also do it with our feet in grounding, like things like that. But nonetheless, it's time for you to learn from your mistakes. Okay? Learn from the past. Learn from the people who came in and, you know, made you feel maybe less than, or like you were small and you were just a kid and you're not mature enough, you're not this enough, you're not whatever enough. You're enough. And your your childlike innocence is what makes you honestly ready for where it is that you want to go. So let's get some oracle cards here from my New Orleans deck. All right, so we got Marie Laveau, power. You are powerful. And we have a 1. So it's time for you to initiate, my love. It's time for you to initiate. It's time for you to go for it. There's nothing stopping you but these conditionings that it's time to break down and fall away. It's time to let go of the past and learn. Okay? So we have step back here. So it's time for you to take a step back and also kind of feel into what's happening right now, what's happening for you in the present moment. Step back is a 15, right? So we have 1 and 5. So we're initiating this change. We're initiating this change so that it can bring balance, because 1 and 5 ultimately make a 6. Okay, so yeah, you're being asked to take a step back to see things from a bigger picture. Like, retract. Like, stop being so focused on the details of your past, the details of why you have to stay, right, where you are, and why you can't move forward, and why you can't embrace change, why you can't embrace things changing, right? So it's time for you to embrace the change that's wanting to be had in your life. I'm seeing a lot of reds, oranges, and some blues in this reading. All right, so we have dry desert. Okay, so that goes on, and that's in alignment with the step back card. You're also being asked to really take some, meditate, right? This spring, you're being asked to go into a kind of fasting, meditation, somewhere where you're not distracted. And you can, just like this woman right here, it's like there's a vastness that you can see because you're giving yourself space and time to retreat, to see things from a bigger picture, to go within also and really understand what's happening. What is it from the past that I'm holding on to? What is the message in this? What am I supposed to learn, right? And this is really going to bring you grounding and a foundation for where it is that you want to go, and where to actually exercise your power. So take some time to meditate, go within, go travel somewhere where, okay, so we have the Goblins card, which is another 5. And right here we had a 4. So goblins. Okay, so whenever we have the Goblins card in a reading, goblins are beings that are born out of a traumatic experience. This is the voice in your head, the energy inside of you, that voice that's telling you you're unworthy, you're not good enough, and reminding you of all of the wounds and pains, right, of who you are. And when this card comes up in a reading, it's really signaling a time to love yourself more, embrace, understanding that you can let this go now, right? You can release the negative, the dense self-talk, the resentments that you may be holding on to for other people. You can let that go now, right? It's time to love yourself more and let go of that. Okay, so now we have starfish spirit and koi fish spirit. So open to infinite possibility. All right, we have 59, which is another 5 card because 9 cancels out. Or you can just add the 5 plus the 9, it'll be 14, it'll be another 5. So big changes are coming for you this spring. And that's really good, right? So starfish is here to remind you to be open to infinite possibilities. Anything can happen, right? Anything can happen at any point, at any time. Your whole life could change tomorrow, which it seems like it is going to change, right? You are going to change this spring in a big way. And you're going to be realizing a part of yourself that you've never tapped into before. And when you do, all of these creatures and right, all of this gunk is going to come up. But just remember, life is happening for you, and koi fish is also reminding you that you're complete. You're complete, and there's always enough. You're never lacking, right? You're never not enough. You are enough, and there is enough for you, for whatever that you want to do, whatever you want to attain, whatever your goal is. There is a space for you. Like there's an overflowing amount of abundance for you. It's here, right? It's here. It's for you. It's not going anywhere. I forgot to put some cards back where they were. Okay, so we're gonna pull from this. Emergence. All right, so we have emergence, the dragonfly. You are just like Marie Laveau right here. You are emerging into a new being from this destruction or this event, right? Of feeling like, I feel like it's this energy of failure, right? Like feeling like you're a failure, right? And parts of yourself are being released from the past. And so a new you is really being born right now. After you really give yourself the space and the time to meditate, fast, release everything that you need to release, and have a birth, give yourself the space to birth a new vision for who you are. It's really gonna be a new you coming about. It's gonna be beautiful. Whoops. All right, and okay, and so we have the summer solstice radiance card. Did I not pick up the rest of these cards? Goodness, that is crazy. All right, well, you must have not needed those. Okay, so we have radiance coming up for you, and the summer solstice is a time where the sun is at its highest peak on the in the earth realm, and it's also a time where we are invigorated with life, with energy, with happiness, with creativity. Like, life is on a high when it's summertime. And this is what you're moving into, I feel. This is what you're moving into. Like, I see this by the end of the spring, like mid-spring, but to the end of spring, you're going to have found this deep joy, right? And this deep happiness that this goal, you may feel like the goal was this specific goal, but really your goal was to get to that sun, was to get to that happiness, was to get to that radiance, right? Because you see, it's like this card is like more darker, right? You're coming from a more intuitive feeling, healing kind of energy, whereas you're moving to this light of joy, success, and happiness. And I see by the end of spring, mid to end spring, and the beginning of summer, you're just going to be so full of yourself. You're going to be so full of life and success. And this is what, starfish and koi fish is reminding you, that it's happening for you, right? This is all happening for you. So I'm going to pull one more card to get your final message and your healing. Ooh. Okay. So we have Diamond Tiger of the Black Moon. Second chances bring success. Oh my gosh. And look at the moons on here. We see the oh gosh, I don't want to say if it's waxing or waning. I sometimes forget the direction, but it looks to me like it's waning. Waning gibbous to a waning crescent, waning crescent moon. And we have this beautiful white tiger, diamond tiger of the Black Moon. Second chances bring success. And we have the number 37 here. So you are activating a level of your spirituality that you have never activated before. And you're really getting to know your true self, who you truly are, and the psychic nature of you, right? And so we have another card here where the third eye is being kind of exemplified, and the failure that you've experienced before, right? It's not going to happen again because you've learned you're a new person. You've emerged into a new person, and when you allow yourself to learn from those mistakes, you will be successful, right? And this is a different kind of success this time around. This time around, it's a spiritual success. It's a higher level of success. So I'm going to read the first little excerpt of this card. Okay, Diamond Tiger of the Black Moon. Your soul is on the diamond path of spiritual growth. You may feel pressured by life at times, but at a higher level, those challenges are helping you realize your true strength of character. You have the personal will, strength, and physical power that you need for success. No matter what has happened in the past, you are developing the spirit, passion, and vitality to fight like a tigress, defending her cubs. Believe in yourself. There is great dignity and strength in your heart. Okay, so pulling the tiger card is really letting you know that it's time to redirect your energy onto the things that matter most. It is no longer mind over body. The mind is more important than the body, right? We are now using our mind to serve our body, to serve our heart, to serve the greater good. So that's why I said this is a different kind of success. This is a spiritual success. This is, of course, also success in all ways. But it's a type of success where a part of you is activated. Like, people can become successful, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they have spiritually evolved, right? They can make all the money in their business. They can, but that doesn't necessarily mean they've evolved spiritually. Your success is also going to include your spiritual evolution. And it's a time of, great wisdom opening up for you. And seeing the success that your life brings by making sure you really calm and comb out all of that dense and negative self-talk, all of the people who might think they know what's best for you or think that they're helping you, even though when they give you whatever energy they're giving you, it feels horribly. Knowing how to honor that. So now, right? Your past no longer has to define you. Your past no longer has to define you. You can learn now and let it go. And that's what I'm getting from this card. So now we're going to go ahead and do your healing process. So all right, so repeat this invocation aloud. I call upon the Divine Mother's gift of tiger medicine for my body, mind, and soul through unconditional love, divine mercy, and ancient wisdom. I honor the empowerment of strength, vitality, courage, and truth. I invite this energy to flow within my body, mind, and soul through divine grace, that I may be ready for the path ahead. Freed from the past, with compassion and blessed in this moment with the joy of simply being alive. Through divine love and my own free will, so be it. Now, you get to play at being a tiger. You can do this in a childlike way, crawling around and swishing your imaginary tail, stretching and clenching your fingers as though they were claws, extending out of your palms, which are, of course, large, fluffy, padded tiger paws. You can sense the ears on your head filled with sensitive hairs, which flick and pick up sound with exquisite sensitivity. You can feel how the energy is not concentrated in your tiger body in the same way it is in your human body. Maybe it is less concentrated in your head or your heart, and instead moving seamlessly like a charged electrical field all over your entire body. You may feel the energy in every pore, along every hair, sensing the atmosphere around you like a million tiny hair fingers. You may then sense a feeling of presence and vitality, well-being and aliveness in a state of restful, awakened readiness. You may wish to move or simply rest in this state for as long as feels right for you. When you are ready, slip back into your human state, refreshed by your tiger soul medicine, and you have completed your healing process. Okay, my loves. Pile 2, this was your reading. I know that you enjoyed it and got something out of it. So if you agree with that statement, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in doing a deeper one-on-one reading, I offer one-on-one readings now. I'm only offering a limited amount of spaces every month for my readings. So if you want to snag your spot, go down below to the description, and also check out my other courses, programs, and spiritual wellness store in the description box. Okay, my loves, I will see you in my next video. Peace. Okay, pal 3, welcome. This is going to be your reading. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Okay, so pal 3. Oops. Let's see what is the spring, these next 3 months. What is Aries season, Taurus season, and Gemini season gonna look like for you? And how is your energy going to free up? How are you going to be more flexible? And your goodness gracious, like all 3 piles got this card. So I think collectively there's some big stuff happening around breaking chains. All right. So yes, pile 3. This is going to be the energy that is going to free you up, bring new things into your life, and really activate the spring equinox for you. All right, so already, my dear pal 3, we have the fighting card. And this is I think this is the page symbol. I can't remember. I'm not good with details, y'all. Pretty general, but this is a clouds card. I know that for sure. And we are seeing that you have been really feeling like so ready to fight, but at the same time, you're tired of it. You're tired of it. This guy's eyes are red. He looks like he's aging, right? All old and wrinkly. And he's just covered in armor. And in his mind, there's just constant replaying of just fighting, fighting, fighting. All right? This spring is bringing in a definite energy that is going to renew you from this dense feeling of kind of wasting your life away fighting. Right? This card talks about how when we fight all the time, we can fight all the time and we just be constant in this constant state of defense. And we do it our whole lives until one day, you know, we're not here anymore, right? One day we realize that our life has passed us by and we've just wasted it fighting. Fighting for what? Right? Fighting to be right, fighting to be heard, fighting to be seen. This card came up in the previous two piles, and there's a collective conditioning, obviously, where people have been feeling like that, like looking out, right? When is the paradise gonna come? When am I gonna be able to be free? When am I gonna be able to go and live? Is the feeling here. And I'm also feeling like, you know, the energy of the collective, like what's gone on in society from, you know, the events. And, you know, I don't know what exactly I can say exactly without YouTube, you know, going there. But I do know that what's been happening with the pandemic, what's been happening with, you know, collectively with the government, with the world, there is a lot of conditioning, and there has been so much unnecessary fighting right now. And the fights just never end. They just keep coming. They just keep coming. And it's like, okay, when does life start? When does life start? When can I let go of all of this made up stuff, all of these made up blockages and reasons why I can't, and reasons why I have to stay here and be chained down to fighting with people and ideas and thoughts? And okay, at the end of the day, at your core, all you really want to be is free and experience the bliss of life. So we have the traveling card here, so that lets me know that this spring you will be experiencing that freedom, but it's gonna come with you embracing balance and a ethical balance within yourself. Because 8 represents abundance, as we all know, but it also represents karma. It also represents power in a sense of, are we being ethical with who we are? Are we as above, so below? Are we mimicking who we are in spirit with who we are in the flesh? And you're really going to be doing some emotional, spiritual, and physical expansion, where you're going to be leaving this behind you and walking into a new beginning, right? A new creative expansion. And we see here, like, there's clouds, and there's a mountain or hills that we're traveling through. And the clouds from right here are just kind of breaking up little by little from the sun. You know how there's like fog everywhere, like in this card, so we can't really quite see what's going on because of the fog? The sun's gonna come out, it's gonna break up the fog. You're going to feel like, you know, finally there is a new beginning ahead. And I feel a feeling of like dusk energy more than I do of a dawn energy. Like, this is coming to an end this spring. This is coming to an end. And we have the 8. So this is the 8 of fire. Now we have the 8 of clouds. So it's time for you to start living. That's the message I'm getting here. It's time for you to start living, because for a while you have been overwhelmed with feeling like you don't deserve to live. Look at all of these creepy, nasty hands just covering your mind. And it's been driving you mad, right? You don't even feel worthy of living your life. You can live your life. You know that you can deep down. And you're being taken to that place. You're being taken to that place. You're going to make it to that place. So it's time to release guilt. It's time to feel like you can't live. It's time for you to live. You do not have to spend your life fighting. You do not have to spend your life thinking about all the reasons why you have to repent for your sins, or repent, or keep covering up, or, keep doing things in a certain way because of what society or these conditionings have programmed you to believe. What you really want to do is expand. You want to grow. You want to learn. You want to be who you really are. So this spring, prepare to experience a lot of freedom in that area. Prepare to really be walking into that. Ooh. All right, so if I have 3 cards pop out, I'm just going to use them. All right, so we have signs at 11 card coming up. We have patience, and then we have learning. So immediately I'm seeing that you have a guardian angel. You have a guardian angel, a specific spirit guide that is sending you signs. It's sending you messages of your alignment, of how to be in alignment with this expansion, with you being able to tap into who you really are and live your life joyfully, right? So we have master number 11 here, which is also bringing balance. So this angel, this spiritual guide, is bringing balance into your life through sending you messages, through synchronicity, through, moments of like, like it's making sense. Like I can see where I'm supposed to be traveling to, where I'm supposed to be headed. And this is allowing you to also be more creative and learn more about who you are, your DNA, who you've been stopping yourself from being because of this change, right? And because of the wars of the world and what's been going on in the world, and the guilt, right, that you feel from stepping out of that. Your spirit guide is reminding you and showing you the way to where you're going. And this place is deeper knowledge of self. It's ancestral memory of self. And you're knowing yourself on every level. And this is a fun learning. Learning is just play, honestly. Learning is just allowing yourself to move through different areas of who you are without any of this, right? Without any of that. But with joy, with, like the innocence of a child. So we have learning here, and we have patience, which is 13. So we have the divine feminine and the sacred mother and the wisdom of life, the wisdom of heaven and earth, the wisdom of the divine, right? The divine feminine is reminding you that to be patient, right? You're going to feel triggered, right? And maybe you already have been, you've been feeling triggered, like obviously, but you're being called to remember to be patient with others, Be patient with yourself. When you feel those moments of trigger or moments of guilt, you can be still in those moments. You can recognize what you actually love, what you actually want for yourself, and what yourself is really calling for in those moments. And you have the guidance, the spiritual protection, right? You have spiritual beings assisting you with this, and they're sending you signs. Just keep. Okay, so you have making a choice. Let me scoot these together. All right, so you're going to be making a choice here this spring. You're going to be making a choice, and this choice is going to be, it's a 3 card, so it's going to have to do with whether you're going to choose to live life in alignment with you and what you know to be true and real, or whether you're going to keep this up. Right? Are you going to live your life, or are you going to allow other people to block you, other things to block you in the full experience of who you are? All right, and so we have the coming to life card. So this spring, I think you definitely will make the choice to come to life, to live your life as who you are, as who you're meant to be. Again, we have another 11 card, which is a 2 card, 29, the 9 cancels out. So there's balance coming for you this spring. There's more balance coming for you. And you will be feeling yourself come alive as you realize that the fight is not worth fighting, and you listen to your guides. You know, you're going to be coming back to life. You're going to be realizing and remembering who you are. And have patience with, you know, the process of it. And know that the choice is in, it can be a big one-time choice. But normally in that big one-time choice, we make small decisions in our everyday experience. We choose whether or not we're going to engage with, you know, thinking in these ways or feeling in these ways. We're going to choose whether, or if we do feel something and are triggered by it, we're going to choose how we process it. And you're being asked to process it with patience and loving kindness and loving nurturance and, you know, excitement, right? Because we have the bunnies or the airs coming up. All right, so there's new beginnings for you this spring, pile 3. And the new beginnings, you are the new beginning, right? So I said right here that I was like, this doesn't feel like a dawn energy to me. This feels like a dusk, right? So there is like this coming to an end period happening for you, of the fighting, of the feeling restricted, of the guilt. There's a coming to end. And in that coming to end, you will come to life, right? You have the support, and you're gonna have a new beginning for yourself as you learn more about who you are and embody that choice that you make. You have new beginnings ahead. All right, so you have ceremony, invocation. So you benefit right now from connecting with the spiritual energy around you, with your spiritual ancestors, with your spirit guides to help you and assist you. You will benefit from prayer. You will benefit from creating an altar. You will benefit from, creating a space for yourself, really involving yourself in knowing and like participating in the spirituality of who you are, right? We have the snake right here, which is letting me know that your spiritual realization is coming into fruition. You're connecting more with, the spiritual beings around you. And ceremony is going to be a big part of your spring clean, right? Your spring freedom. The energy that really frees you during this spring. Okay, so I'm going to pull one last card for you, Pile 3. Oh my goodness. All right, that one just popped out. We're gonna pull a card for you. This is gonna be your card, Pile 3. All right, so we have Dadiri, hearing truth. And then we have the dove of peace right here. We have butterfly for transformation, the mountain for strength. And we have the stars to represent the galaxy, the universe, and all of the spiritual energy of the cosmos supporting you. So hearing truth. Now we have another 3 for you, my love. 21. So it's time for you to initiate balance for yourself. Yes, you have there, like the balance is here, the balance will come, but you must initiate that balance. And the earth is helping you, right, to initiate the understanding of who you are, to help you to make a choice. But you will be initiating your self-discovery and learning how you can live your life now, aligned to who you are. So I'm going to read the excerpt for this card. There is a deeper truth that shall bring peace to your heart, offering you guidance, comfort, and renewal. You are guided to turn within for your answers. Do not allow another to interrupt, influence, or distort your personal, trusting relationship with the divine. Allow Great Spirit to be your highest counsel always, and you shall never be led astray. You shall know the words to speak and the consciousness to hold to evoke healing and set things right. Listen, for deep within, truth is known. Okay, so you know what the truth is. You know who you are, right? And it's time to just silence all of that, right? Make the choice. You know what the truth is. So focus on what you know to be true by tuning into what you feel and not focusing on appearances or the opinions of other people. There is a voice of spirit deep within you. Anytime you want or need guidance, you have the ability to tune in to that inner voice, bringing peace, comfort, and clarity. It takes courage to turn within, rather than putting your faith in the people and things of this world. But you have enough inner strength and wisdom to do this. The truth within has been spoken. Trust that you can hear it. All right, some more things that this card is communicating is that you can hear the voice of truth. You can hear it through all of your surroundings, everything, right? You can hear the truth in what is said, but mostly what is unsaid, and mostly what comes up through your surroundings. And this also reminds me of this card right here. It's like you have this connection to divine inner knowing, And you've doubted this for some time. And you've been kind of wasting that energy in areas where with people who are disconnected from that. This energy right here is the way of the shaman. It's the way of the oracle. It's the way of the divine feminine, the divine woman, right? The priestess in her power. And when you understand this, when you honor this, you're gonna understand that you have a different level of awareness. You have a different level of intuiting. There's levels to this, right? But this is the energy of being connected to self. So you know the truth. You know what the truth is communicating to you. Don't doubt it anymore. Trust. No. You understand who you are, and you can release the limitations. You can release the conditionings. You can release the things that you know that are untrue. You don't need to figure it out. You already know. You already know. You don't need to ask so-and-so. You don't need to talk about it with nobody. You don't even need to question yourself, right? Because all of that is causing this. When spiritually you know. So I see you this spring really embracing the oracle within you, the knowing within you, the truth within you. And that's going to bring you peace. See, we have the dove of peace after we've been fighting for so long, right? Now you're going to really get to experience peace. So let's do the healing for you, Pal 3, the healing process. So find a place to sit where you can rest in silence or in the healing sounds of nature. If you prefer, rest with beautiful music, perhaps creating your own with singing bowls or your voice, and allow the sounds that fill your ears, even if those sounds are silence, to be recognized as sacred. Gently rub your ears, massaging lightly around the base of your ears, where they connect with your head. Then visualize, feel, or pretend that your ears can relax. The inside of the ears becoming relaxed, the outside of your ears becoming relaxed. And say aloud, I release from my ears on all levels, physical, electrical, and spiritual, anything that is not of the divine. I release all lies and criticisms. I release all pain. I soften and let go so that my ears can become empty and ready to receive the healing comfort of great beloved spirit. I invite in the truth of unconditional love, divine guidance, and sacred silence now. Then rest. Imagine, feel, or pretend that your ears can become so relaxed that they become pleasantly empty, empty of pressure, heat, and tension. You may like to move your jaw around and open your mouth to help you relax the ears. Then soften your face, and when you feel suitably relaxed, imagine, feel, or pretend that a soft silence, which is the loving presence of Great Spirit, is with you completely now. Stay here for as long as you wish. You have completed your healing process. Okay, Pal 3, this was your reading. If you enjoyed this reading, make sure you give me some thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. If you're interested in getting a one-on-one reading with me, the link to that is down below in the description, and you can also find the links to my courses and programs and spiritual wellness store down below. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for being here and watching your reading, and I will see you in my next video.